as you might have noticed. It was written by William Tracy and Jack Stern in 1918, and it's an early funny song, allegedly, about feminism. Whether being petted by Lady Cox is true feminism is a debatable matter. In 1914, a Scottish doctor called Elsie Inglis offered her services to the War Office, medical services, and she went along, and they turned her down in the following way. This gentleman said to her, "My good lady, go home and sit still." Which I suppose reflected the attitude. Being the woman she was, though, she set up a thing called Scottish Women Hospitals, and she set these up, you know, at the front lines, and she went herself to Serbia to treat the wounded. But women were a big part of the workforce even before the First World War, mainly in the textile industries. After 1915, though, women were brought in great numbers into the munitions factories to make shells. And by 1918, almost 1 million women were working in the arms industry making weapons. The Women's Army Auxiliary Corps was established in 1916, the Women's Royal Naval Service in 1917, and the Women's Royal Air Force in 1918. And more than 100,000 women joined up during the war, and the first women police officers were recruited. Women began working as bus drivers and ticket collectors, conductresses, porters, carriage cleaners, and during the war, the number of women working on the railways rose from 9,000 to 50,000. Women may have been busy during the day, but in the evening they were still busy making paper hats for the children. Now, when you came in, you would have found a piece of paper. So, are you ready? This is rather like an open university thing where you have to join in. Yes, of course. Take your newspaper like this and allow it to fall open like that. Or fall closed, if you will, like a book. Okay, so you've got a book. Hands up anyone who doesn't know what I'm saying. Right. Once you've got your book, open it out again. You can crease it. By the way, you can do all this on your knees or on the back of the person next to you or in front of you. You ask their permission first. Those ready. Right, you make a fold this way, like the roof of a house.
Can't see.
Yes, all right. Okay.
Too far.
Like the roof of the house. And then, when you've done that, do the same on the other side. This is going to be a paper hat, and it's a 20-second paper tear. Once you've learnt it, you'll be able to entertain demanding nieces and particularly nephews with a paper hat for the rest of your life. Once you've got this, you then fold up the bottom bit over like this. Okay, I'm just doing it. You fold it up like that. Yes, just one at the moment. Once you got that, turn it round and do the same on the other side. Anyone stuck?
Yes.
So I don't put it on yet till I'm finished. Finally, if the class doesn't pay attention and keep quiet, they will be staying behind. Right. What you do is now finally fold down this edge here to make a little thing. Okay. Other side, fold it down and that holds it secure, more or less, but not completely. So then, for added security, take the edge, the very corner, and twist it like a sweetie. And the other one, twist it like a sweetie. And then you can open your hat, and you can wear it like a cocked hat, like a bicorn. Or, that's a nautical style, or you can wear it straight on, like a forage, like a field hat. That's good, that man over there wins a prize, very good. We're going to sing the most successful war song ever written. Now, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Never won a prize and never got into the Guinness Book of Records for the shortest song title. It does have a fascinating history. The music was composed in 1915 by Felix Powell. Come on, Mo, put yourself together. It was written in 1915 by Felix Powell, and the words were written by a fellow called George Asaph, who was Felix's brother. Asaph was his pseudonym, and it was the name of the town they lived in Wales, St. Asaph. The Powell brothers worked in music hall, writing songs about bees and flowers and that sort of stuff. And then one day, they composed the music of Pack Up Your Troubles, and Felix remembered it like this. He said, I played the tune over to George. He, without hesitation, pronounced it piffle. Having mutually agreed that it was rubbish, it was consigned to a drawer labelled duds. But the following year, as a joke, the brothers entered the piece into a competition and it won first prize. It gave George and me the best laugh of our lives, said Felix. On the following Monday, we put the song into our own show at Southampton to try it on the dogs, so to speak. By the middle of the week, we were as amused as we were delighted to hear thousands of troops singing it en route for the docks. Pack Up Your Troubles changed their fortunes overnight. They'd sensibly hung on to the copyright and the money began rolling in. Felix's grandson, Aubrey Powell, still collects the royalties today. Jack Judge, the writer of that other popular wartime song, It's a Long Way to Tipperary, rashly sold his rights for a mere £5. It's about £193 in today's money. Now, George Powell was pacifist, but Felix joined up and toured the Western Front in 1917 and 1918, entertaining the troops in song. But Aubrey Powell believes that the proceeds from the song and what he saw at the front haunted his grandfather. The song had become popular in Germany, and in the trenches, Felix heard his own song being sung back at him in German by guys from the other side, and he found it almost impossible to encourage men to smile, smile, smile as they prepared to go over the top and face a hail of bullets and whiz-bangs. It caused him to have a kind of nervous breakdown in the trenches. But by the end of the First World War, he was very wealthy. He was deeply disturbed though, and he couldn't write very well. He moved with his brother down the coast here to the very tranquil sounding Peacehaven, where he opened, the brothers both opened an estate agency in a little theatre called Lurland. By the time of the Second World War, Felix Powell had apparently recovered. He was writing musicals and wanted to open a show in the West End. He met a backer, a fellow rhymingly named William Quilliam, who lent him a pile of money, but unfortunately William Quilliam was a crook, and he demanded his money back just very shortly before the show was to open. Felix had no money in the bank, he couldn't make any money. He tried writing songs, but he'd had a nervous breakdown, he's in his 60s, and he really didn't, he'd lost the magic touch. So he began stealing from his estate agency. It wasn't looking good. He was a member of the Peacehaven Home Guard, and one day, the haunted author of what's been called the most optimistic song ever written finally decided to pack up his troubles in his own kit bag, in his own way. So he put on his scratchy Peacehaven Home Guard uniform, he took his gun, he went to the Lurland Theatre, he locked the doors, and then on the stage of his own theatre, he blew his heart out. He was 63. In a good twist of fate, the Second World War, which is where the rest of our songs come from tonight, caused Pack Up Your Troubles to become a huge hit all over again. And the next year, his wife was able to pay off William Quilliam, and the irony was supreme. Well, having got you all into a good mood,
Private Percy came back from Goshy shooting with his smile, his funny smile. Round his home he then set about recruiting with his smile, his funny smile.
Our next piece, if you've got the energy to hear it, is a propaganda song that is also a work of art. It's London Pride, it's called. It's by Noel Coward. Coward came up with London Pride in the spring of 1941 when he was sitting under the dome, that marvellous iron and glass dome of Paddington Station. He was sitting on a bench. And there'd been a huge blitz attack the previous night, and everything was covered in shattered glass. The platforms were crunching with it. And he was watching Londoners of all kinds going about their business completely unperturbed. And he remembered the melody of an old English folk song called "Who Will Buy My Sweet Blooming Lavender?" And the opening of which he thought the Germans had pinched for their national anthem. Anyway, he decided to reclaim it. He decided to reclaim it by writing his own song using that tune. He began it in his head there and then, and it was finished within a few days. The flower in the song is Saxifraga ex urbium. And it's a perennial plant also known as none so pretty or London Pride. It grew cheerfully all over the bomb sites in the streets in London. And Tom Carradine is going to play it and sing it for you now.
London Pride has been handed down to us. London Pride is a flower that's free. London Pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride it forever will be. Whoa, Liza, see the cost of barrels, vegetable marrows, and the fruit part pie. Whoa, Liza, little London sparrows, Covent Garden Market, where the costers cry. Cockney feet mark the beat of history. Every street pins a memory down. Nothing ever can quite replace the grace of London town. There's a little city flower every spring unfailing, growing in the crevices by some London railing. Though it has a Latin name in town and countryside, we in England call it London Pride. London Pride has been handed down to us. London Pride is a flower that's free. London Pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride it forever will be. Grey city, stubbornly implanted, taken so for granted for 1,000 years. Stay city, smokily enchanted, cradle of our memories, of our hopes and fears. Every blitz your resistance toughened, from the Ritz to the Anchor and Crown. Nothing ever can override the pride of London town.
Now, the Second World War would not have been the same, would it, without a foot tapping, a good old foot tapping sing-along around the parlour piano. You know the words, so please join in and let's hear it from Mr. Tom Carradine.